Greetings, this is Joelle, and I'm the Viberarian. I'm here to elevate, enlighten, and empower. I am here today to deliver a message that I have received. I'm going to be putting it into words as things have unfolded for me and will unfold during the course of this message. All that I do is with the intention of unconditional love, and I ask that the divine source flow through me and to those with the eyes to see and the ears to hear, that it will touch them in the way that is divinely intended. As I begin, Isaiah 40, the voice of him that crieth in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord, make straight in the desert a highway for our God. Every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill shall be made low. The crooked shall be made straight, and the rough places plain. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken it. Okay, so this is from the Bible. This is not a biblical message. This is not a Christian message. It is for all who would hear it. I make no political statement, no statement of division. The feminine wisdom it presents through the descending dove, stepping from behind the veil to speak what is necessary and helpful for all. I began having dreams about something happening where I live almost 10 years ago. The most recent dream I spoke about in my reading last week. In it, I was in a building in downtown Atlanta, and as I was in it with a group of people, a tornado struck the downtown area, and the top of the building that I was in was hit by the wind and lightning and began to fall down to the ground. I was inside of this piece, and I felt this calmness come over my spirit, where I just accepted the fact that when the building hit the ground, I would not survive. I was not fearful. I was not upset. As the building was falling, it actually fell away around me and another person. One individual that I'm aware of, no name, no face, only just a person, was still in the building, and we knew that he was lost. Myself and another woman, as the building fell down around us, grabbed a ledge, and I was looking at people who were still remaining on the upper terrace. Their eyes were in fear and amazement. And I said, I can't get all the way up. I can't get all the rest of the way up. I need help. But nobody would come to the edge to help. Before me appeared a glass door, and I pushed it. It was like a shower door, the kind that has a little magnetic latch. And as I pushed it, I was hoping that it opened inward instead of outward, because I knew if it swung outward, I would not be able to actually get in off the side of the building. Now, I am terrified of heights, very, very scared. So I was feeling deep anxiety as I was calling out, saying, I cannot get over the edge back onto stability. But once the glass door opened, I tumbled inside, and the lady who was also below me then on this ledge also tumbled in, and we were safe. And in the next scene, I was gathered in a hall of people, and we were all sitting down, and they were asking me about the experience and what happened. And it was like a miraculous statement to say, oh my gosh, I can't believe we made it out of this. And in that moment, the adrenaline of all that it had been through coursed through me, and I woke up in a start. So from that point, I began to get continuous signs and symbols of tornadoes and some form of weather issue coming. As I began sharing these messages with people around me and also opening myself to receive more guidance, I began to get all manner of downloads. What I have seen is National Guardsmen being around and needing to get to some place safe around them as they're managing streets and access. Certain streets and things were blocked off. What I have seen is that there will be no communication available. I am repeatedly shown that I have attempted to access my phone and that I can't get a signal. In the dreams, I am calm. I am prepared. Even though I try to reach them, it's clear that there's not going to be communication available. One of the things that I am shown is that not being shocked is going to be one of the most helpful things. Excuse me. One of the most helpful things, because your mind can shut itself down when something happens that is so inconceivable. And so in this instance, we're being given the foresight and the vision so that when things happen, we will not be as shocked. Now, this is not to say that the experience will not be intense and somewhat strenuous. I keep getting messages about a hand of God, the finger of God, tornado. These tornadoes are higher than F5 on the Fujita scale. If you're familiar with the movie Twister, that is the type of tornado that was in there. Many of the disasters and terrible tornadoes that we have seen in Tuscaloosa, Moore, Iowa, these have been very, very strong tornadoes. I am getting messages from other people where they're seeing flooding. We know that in Dubai a few weeks ago, there was a sudden, unexpected rain in the desert where there is not rain to that degree normally, and their infrastructure was not able to handle it, and that led to it being a bigger problem. We know, living in Atlanta, from our experience of what is now known as Snowmageddon or Snowpocalypse. It was the event that caused the city to shut down for about 2 or 3 days. People were stranded. It was a small amount of snow, but it was the perfect storm of conditions and events that led to people being stranded. And it was lack of preparation from the emergency services, not having salt trucks and the typical things that a northern city would have. Plus, it was just poor emergency management. Many people got heads up prior to that, and in some instances did not follow their gut instinct, wound up staying late because the work didn't let them go, or they thought they would be able to get to one place or the other, and then when it happened and they could not, they were caught out there. Now, people were okay, but they were inconvenienced and separated from family and home for sometimes 2 to 3 days. If something were to happen, then it's possible that you may not be able to get to where you need to go. The heads up and the things that I am being shown are with the intention of preparing us for a potentiality. I have been getting additional messages about what to do. I've been slowly and not hurriedly or panicking going to do anything, but I've been getting nudges to, like, I'll buy a couple gallons of water, pick up a few extra supplies, order matches, little things over a period of time. And I know that this is my higher self and guidance leading me to be prepared for whatever it is that I need to be prepared for. If you are resonating with this message in any way, this is part of your wake-up call. You will see signs and synchronicities. You will hear resonating messages, but most importantly, your own inner guidance, your own prayers and answers, meditation, intuition, dreams will confirm and begin to speak to you if you but ask. Some of the things that I have been seeing: storms, floods, tornadoes, natural disasters. The number 44444, 144, 1144, 14, 144,000, 333, 1234. Broken car windows and trees down. Maps, directions. If you are receiving any of these or have been getting any guidance similar to this and have been wondering about what it means, this is your confirmation that you are not wrong. You are not imagining things. Your inner guidance system is online and available to help you. Being rooted and grounded, we will be okay with whatever this is. Their loss of property and belongings and material possessions pale in comparison to any loss of life or injury. Ask for the covering of your angels, ancestors, guides, benevolent beings of source to cover you in the instance that it is needed. My guides have been very clear about this is not something to cause fear, and I am trying to be very careful in sharing it. I have not wanted to share because of my concern about lowering the vibration into a fear state. We are not to fear, and we are to know that we can face everything and rise. There's nothing so great that we cannot be protected and experience it with the highest possible outcome, our highest available timeline. I'm just looking through the things that I have here. The message is about needing to make sure that you are adequately prepared in your home. Water is the primary issue that is going to and causes problems when there are natural disasters. Things happen and your water is not drinkable or accessible. I live in an apartment building, and if they decide that there's a maintenance issue and they need to shut off water from the building, they simply just do it. So knowing that, I've already, as I said, had water on hand. If you cannot access water, what will you and your family do? The troubles and of human behavior we know from past circumstances is that our needs cause us to supersede the rights of others, some people. And that's where we see stampedes and riots and hoarding and things like that. But as the saying goes, if you stay ready, you do not need to get ready. So I'm placing information here in this presentation that is about having a strategy, an execution, and to be successful in this. So my advice that I've been given is to talk to your family first of all. What is your family plan? What happens if your child is at school? What do you need to tell your children what they're to do if they cannot get to you? Who to trust? You're to talk with your significant others before the ability to not call them happens. Your home is generally your safe space. Return to it if at all possible. Of course, follow whatever guidance is out there from your governing jurisdictions and all of that. But I know I am being told that, to be home. At some point, I know that I will have to navigate around the National Guard because I've seen it in my dream space. So I'm also woke up with Pack Light from Erica Badu's Bag Lady. Pack Light. Okay, so pack your go bag. Put together a sturdy pair of shoes, clothing, something. This is not about being cute. This will be about being protected. So you want good shoes, sturdy shoes and socks, extra pairs of underwear, medicines. Make sure you have your essential medicines somewhere that you can easily grab them. When a tornado hits, it's often with just very, very little notice, and you're going to need to move fast. So, do you have something handy that you can grab? Do you know how to get to places? Do you have a map? Do you know how to read a map to navigate yourself should there be no GPS on your phone? It's important to think about whatever it is you might need. There are things that I am not saying that your inner guidance will give you for you. I need to pause now, and I will be back for another part of this message. Continuing my message. Know that everything will be okay. I just want to say that over and over again. This is not a fear mongering, the sky is falling message, but it is definitely about some form of natural disaster that I believe is going to affect where I live. If you don't happen to live in Atlanta, but you listen to this message, then know that it is for you, and to check in with your own guidance. If it resonates, it's fine. If it does not, that's fine too. I do feel that this is happening sooner rather than later, but I don't have a time specifically. But I'm definitely tuning in so that I get the warning as well. I am going to place a couple slides here that you will see as this message closes that have what to do, things to consider to pack for emergency preparations, and I will leave additional information in the notes. If you have received any confirmation or similar guidance, synchronicities, please share in the comments. I'm also going to put links to my past message about the tornado, and also a message that I received several years ago about an upcoming event that is going to have global effect. Know that we are moving into new territory, and that the old plans and preparations that we made may not fit what comes. Be flexible, be rooted, and most of all, be kind and loving to those around you, as we are called to be the lighthouses for those that are in darkness. Namaste.